Your Honor, this is a juvenile witness.
All right, media, same precautions. We have another juvenile testifying.
All right, Taylor, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
Can you introduce yourself to the jury? And by that, I just mean tell us your name.
Taylor Jones,
And how old are you, Taylor?
16,
And when did you turn 16?
October 14th,
Of 2025? Okay. And what school do you go to?
Apalachee High School.
Were you at Apalachee High School during the 2024 and 2025 school year?
Yes.
And what grade were you in?
9th,
Did you go to school on September 4th of 2024?
yes.
Okay. Do you remember who you had for second period?
Miss Ryan,
And what type of class was that?
Algebra 1.
All right. I'm going to show you a class seating chart. It's going to be right in front of you. Is that where that red circle is? Is that where you were seated?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember if that was the first time you were seated there? Had your seating chart changed that day?
Yeah.
Okay. On that day, while you were in class, do you remember kind of what drew your attention to something being wrong?
Something like in my body just like told me to look at the door, and then, yeah.
So something told you to look at the door. What happened when you looked at the door?
There was a kid standing there with a gun.
Did you know who that was?
No,
Had you ever seen him before?
no.
What do you remember about what he did?
He like stood there and then he started shooting at us.
What did you do when the shooting started?
We all jumped to the floor.
Do you remember when you realized that you had been shot?
Yeah.
And tell us about that.
After I got shot, I turned to my friend Landon and I asked him to hold my hand because I was scared.
And did he hold your hand?
Yeah.
Where were you when you asked him to hold your hand?
I was in the classroom floor.
What do you remember about being on the floor? Did you stay conscious or did you pass out at some point?
I passed out at some point.
What was going through your head when this happened?
I don't remember.
Do you remember being afraid?
Yeah.
How long do you think it took before you were taken out of that classroom?
I don't know.
Did you stay kind of unconscious until they took you out?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you went after they took you out of the classroom?
They put me in a helicopter and I flew to Grady.
Where were you shot?
In my leg.
So you went to Grady Hospital in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Do you remember how long you had to stay at Grady Hospital?
Like a couple weeks to a month.
And while you were there, did you have to have surgery?
Yes.
Was it more than one surgery?
Yes.
Do you know how many surgeries you had to have?
No.
Since you were hospitalized that first time, have you had to be hospitalized more than that?
Yes.
Do you know about how long you've had to spend in the hospital since September 4th?
I spent like months.
Months? How have your activities been limited since you were shot?
I can't really do any of them anymore.
What activities did you used to like to do that you can't do anymore?
I used to play volleyball.
Were you on the volleyball team at school?
Yes.
And have you been able to go back to the volleyball team?
No.
Do you still have any physical difficulties?
Yeah.
Tell us about those.
Like it's like hard to walk, and I can't like move my foot or anything really.
Are you still getting treatment?
Yeah.
What kind of treatment do you still get?
I go to physical therapy, and then I get like Botox shots and just like shots that help my pain.
When have you been able to physically go back to school?
Yes.
When were you able to go back to school?
I went back the first day
The first day
of this school year.
of this new school year? So you were out for about a whole year?
Yes.
In addition to having to go to physical therapy, do you also go to counseling?
Yes.
So beyond the physical injuries you've described and your physical limitations, can you tell us about how else this has affected you?
I don't know.
Okay. And that's okay. Are you nervous today?
Yeah.
I don't have any further questions, Taylor. Thank you so much. Wait 1 second. I just want to make sure.
They're done. Is
Yeah,
that
we're done.
across?
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Can we approach briefly before we go this?
Yes, sir.
Natalie Griffith to the stand.
And Your Honor, she is also juvenile for the purposes of your order.
Thank you. All right, same instructions to the media. You are not to photograph, record, or transmit anything regarding the child's case.
Hey, Natalie, how are you today?
I'm okay.
Okay. So the microphone in front of you, that's so the lady here can hear you, and that's so these people here can hear you. So if you could speak into the microphone whenever we talk, okay? Okay. If you could first raise your right hand. That's good. You swear the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Natalie Griffith.
Okay. And Natalie, how old are you?
I am 16 years old.
Okay. Where do you go to school?
I go to school at Apalachee High School.
Okay. I want to take your attention back to last year, 2024. What grade were you in?
I was a freshman.
Okay. And for second period that year, who did you have for second period?
I had Miss Ryan, my algebra teacher.
Okay. And so it was algebra?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to put up a seating chart. I want to take your attention to September 4th. Did y'all have new seats that day?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a circle on that seating chart. Is that where you were sitting on
Yes.
that day?
Yes.
Okay. And what were y'all doing that morning in that class? Do you remember?
I can remember what happened right before.
You don't remember?
I can,
Okay.
to the best of my abilities. I'm pretty sure Miss Ryan was teaching us some stuff, and we were about to group off into groups so that we could practice the content on our own and with each other. And then she was most likely going to then have us come back together to, check our work and stuff.
Okay.
And as she was giving the instructions, we heard a bang
Where did you hear the bang coming from?
outside,
Okay.
outside the door, like around.
Okay. What did you do when you heard that bang?
I was crocheting. I stood up.
I'm sorry, you were what?
Crocheting.
Crocheting?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do it to give my hands something to do.
Okay.
I stood up.
You stood up?
Yeah,
Did you look towards the door?
I think I did.
Did you see anybody at the door?
No, it happened really fast. I didn't really process what was happening.
Okay. What happened?
It happened really quickly. I'm pretty sure there were gunshots, but the thing is, my brain didn't process any of the sounds that were coming into my ears. Next, what's called my hand, all of a sudden felt weird, and I heard a ringing in my ear, and I looked down, and there was blood and seemingly a hole in my wrist. And around right up here, it was hurting.
You said that you're speaking softly, so I'm just going to repeat a
sorry.
little bit. You said you felt a tingling in your arm, or
It was painful, but it felt weird.
okay. And which arm was this? Which arm was
My
it?
left.
Okay. That's the first thing you remember was the pain in your arm, that weird feeling?
Yes, it was painful, but it was also like an absence of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like something almost frozen off, but not cold.
Okay. And what happened after that?
Afterwards, I started to scream. I was screaming that I got shot. I was yelling that I was
When
gotten
did you
shot.
first know that you got shot?
When I looked down at my wrist and I saw it.
What did you see?
It was very blurry because it was very quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was subconsciously trying to not. Once I registered that it was blood and what exactly it was, my brain kind of blocked it out.
Okay.
And I knew what it was. It was a hole.
There was a hole?
Right.
Where in your arm was the hole? Okay. So kind of the wrist and towards your elbow?
Yes, and then I didn't know this at the time, but I had also had another one up on around my shoulder.
Mm-hmm. So you were shot more than once?
Yes, seemingly twice.
Twice?
Yes.
Okay. So you've now noticed you've been shot, and I think you said you were screaming?
Yes.
What were you screaming?
I got shot. I'm a kid and I got shot.
Okay. And what happened at that point?
It was very quick. I think I fell over, or Miss Ryan was telling us to get down.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember anything that anyone really said. I might have blacked out for a moment, but at some point I was on the floor and I was laying down.
Okay. Where about in the room were you on the floor laying down?
On the side of the wall.
Okay. Was anyone with you?
Yes.
Who was with you?
Miss Ryan.
Okay. And what was she doing?
She was holding my hand. I'm pretty sure she made a tourniquet. I wasn't really looking because I was trying to not see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was making a tourniquet, or she was covering my hand so that I wouldn't see it. Could you repeat the question?
That's fine. So you're laying there by the wall, and Miss Ryan's with you.
Yeah.
Do you move away from that wall before anyone, like medical people, get there?
No, I couldn't get up.
Okay. Did you see
I blacked
anything
out
else
for a
that
bit.
was happening around the room while you laid there?
Yes, but also no. I was kind
What do you
of.
remember?
I remember afterwards when things settled down,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking around the room. I saw the plushie that I would use, what's called as like a fidget toy,
Mm-hmm.
across the room, and it was laying down, and there was a splatter of blood on it.
A fidget toy?
Yeah, I saw I saw Coach Edwards, and I think Tyler. I'm not sure. They were barricading the door, moving desks and chairs in front of it.
Okay.
And I remember when the police got in.
Okay.
I heard a bang. They were banging on it, and then finally they got in.
Okay. How long was it before the police came in?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
It was like time stopped.
Okay.
Everything was moving very quickly and slowly.
Quickly and slowly?
Time was seemingly moving quickly, but to me it was very slow.
Okay. So the police come in. What do they do?
They looked around. At that point, I kind of went off on my own.
Do you mean
And
physically or
mentally.
Mentally.
And the next thing I know, they were picking me up by my arms and legs, and they were taking me out and putting me on a stretcher.
Okay. Did they say anything to you while they were doing this?
Yes.
What kind of things were they saying?
I can't remember.
Okay. Were you saying anything to them?
Yes.
What were you saying to them?
Mainly sarcastic things. I was trying to distract myself.
What type of things were you saying?
I remember with all my Crocs, they were starting to slip off, and I asked one of them to try and push them back on, but I didn't communicate that correctly, and so I instead ended with them like thinking I wanted them to take them off, so they were thrown across the room, and I thought I would never see them again.
They took your Crocs off?
Yes.
Okay. Were you worried about anything while
Yes.
they were doing? What kind of things were you worried about?
My friend, Lorelai, she was only her class was only around the corner, and I was worried
Okay.
that her class had also gotten shot, and I was also worried that I was going to die, and how that would affect my parents,
Okay.
because my dad has a heart problem.
Okay. Did they put any sort of what did they do to treat you there at the school?
They put a tourniquet on me. I know they gave me pain medicine. They talked to me. The paramedic that was with me, they talked to me, and it helped me. It helped distract me.
Okay. How did you leave the school?
By an ambulance.
Okay. As you were leaving the school, did you see anything?
Leaving the school,
Mm-hmm.
not the
Being
building.
taken out of the building.
Taken out of the building. Yes, I saw Cole Gray. He was on the floor with his hands behind his back.
Had you ever seen him before?
No,
Okay. Did you know who he was?
no.
Okay.
I remember thinking.
What did you think when you saw him?
I saw red. I was very mad. I hadn't even processed it as a kid when I thought about who would do this. I was thinking maybe an angry parent, some kind of alumni that had a bad experience at the high school, terrorist attacks, anything. I did not think another student that had no reason to be in my school with a gun.
Did you
would have
say
been it.
anything to him when you passed him?
Yes.
What did you say to him?
Am I allowed to say that? And
Yes, ma'am.
you fucking asshole! I swear. I'm pretty sure I said I swear I'm gonna fucking kill you. I said a lot of curse words, and I was very angry, especially at the time, because I thought that they were going to have to amputate my my
upset?
hand.
Okay.
Yeah,
So they take you outside.
and I
Is the
remember
ambulance-
yelling at him that we were kids
Okay.
because we were kids.
When they take you outside, was the ambulance close to the building?
Yes.
Okay. And they put you in the ambulance. Was anyone else in the ambulance?
For a bit, yeah, because they moved me to a different ambulance. Yes.
Okay. Who was in the ambulance with you?
Taylor.
Okay. Taylor Jones?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, where does the ambulance take you? Tell me about your trip in the ambulance.
The first one I was in for a bit, they did leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure to help take care of Taylor and the others.
Okay.
I remember they asked me who the girl who was in the ambulance with me was,
Mm-hmm.
and the only description they gave me was that she was blonde, and so I thought she was another one of our classmates, Jalen.
Jalen? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you gave him the wrong name?
Huh? Yes, I did give the wrong name. And so at the end, I remember I was kind of fidgeting with my own brain.
Okay. How long did it take you to get to the hospital?
I'm not really sure. It felt like forever.
And what hospital did you go to? Do you know?
Northeast Georgia and Gainesville. I'm sorry.
That's fine. What happened? Do you remember being at the hospital? What happened
Yes.
when you arrived?
At first, when I got there, they took me out of the ambulance with the stretcher that was with my head, like going outward, so it was my head first. They took me to an ER, and I remember they were assessing me. There was there was a chaplain there, and she said how she was a chaplain and how she was pretty much there to act as like my semi-guardian while my parents were there.
Had your parents arrived yet, do you know?
No, I'm not sure my parents had been informed yet. I don't really know, but they weren't there, at least while I was conscious.
Okay. Did you have any surgeries?
Yes.
Okay. And how long were you in the hospital after the surgery?
About a week.
About a week. And do you know what types of surgery you had?
I don't know the exact names of them, but I do know what happened, and I semi know what happened with them. In them.
Did the doctors kind of explain to you what they were doing?
Yes.
What did they explain to you?
On September 4th, they didn't explain what they were going to do or what they were doing. I didn't meet the doctor that operated on me until afterwards.
Okay. And what did he tell you he had done?
I can't really remember the exact medical terms. I know they had
I don't
tried.
need medical terms, just I need teenager terms.
They had.
What was your understanding of what they had done to you?
They had taken some cadaver nerves out of someone else and given me and grafted them onto mine because I had a big because my nerves were severed.
Okay.
The one that was in around my wrist, and also we didn't figure this out until a couple months later, but also one up my median nerve, I think is it's called, up around my shoulder was also.
Okay. You said you were in
they closed it and they fixed it.
You said you were in the hospital for a week after that surgery. Did you have other surgeries during that week?
No.
Okay. When you did you come home after that?
Yes.
When you were home, was there any issues with your arm? How did your arm feel? How were you able to use your arm?
I couldn't, and I didn't feel it.
Okay. Were you in a cast?
No, because they had to. I had gauze and stuff, and it had to be changed out every day. So I wasn't ever in a cast. I was in a brace/splint,
Okay.
and they'd have to unwrap it daily, so that way.
Were you able to use your hand?
No.
Okay.
It was after the surgery. I had to look at my arm just to know that it was attached to my body.
I was about to ask, could you feel your arm?
No. What's it called? It wasn't. For a bit, I had trouble because I couldn't even let it hang down.
Mm-hmm.
I had to carry it, and I would have trouble doing that for a bit. At some point, I got used to it because it felt like a dead limb.
Okay. Were you able to go back to school during this time? Right after you got out of the hospital?
No, and the schools weren't open yet.
Okay. Did you ever have to go back for a follow-up surgery?
Yes.
How long after you came home from the first one did you go back for the follow-up?
My second surgery was on September 2nd, 2025.
So a year later?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They wanted me to heal as much as I could by myself before they went in, and they did anything else because if I could heal by myself, they didn't want to put me through the...
Okay. Well, then let's go back a little bit then. During that year, did it start getting better, your use of the arm and the feeling in your arm?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that. Tell me about that.
So for, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 months, I couldn't really do anything with my hand. I had to have to use my mouth as a second hand.
You used your mouth as a second hand? Okay.
Yeah. I can't tell you exactly how many months from the shooting had been till I was able to move I could semi-move my fingers afterwards, but it didn't feel like it. My brain was sending the signals to my hand, and they were receiving them, but I couldn't really tell. It felt like they weren't moving. Okay. And it wasn't until I look at it and I'd see that it was moving that I knew, oh, that is working.
Were you doing physical therapy at this time?
Yes.
What kind of things were you doing for physical therapy?
It was a lot of stretches in the beginning. I couldn't physically move my hand. I couldn't move my wrist until maybe 6 months, maybe. I'm not sure. That's probably not the correct time span. I couldn't move my wrist at all by myself. by myself, moving it up or down.
And so at some point you went and had this second surgery in
Yes.
September of 2025.
Yes.
What were they telling you they were going to do?
They took sural nerve from my left calf, a sensory nerve that I was told that I didn't really need, and they mixed it in with the cadaver nerve nerve graft they had given me on September 4th because since it's sural nerve, it's on foreign DNA,
Okay.
and so my body was less prone to reject it.
Since it was yours, it was. Okay.
Yes, because I'm the cadaver nerve.
How long did you stay in the hospital after that surgery?
I left the day of.
Day of.
Yes.
Since that time, have you noticed a difference? Has it been getting better?
Yes and no.
Okay, well, tell me about the yes first.
I'm using my hand more. Even if you see now, I'm actually fidgeting with my hand.
Okay.
Before, it would just kind of sit off to the side, or I'd sit it in my lap and only use my right hand.
Okay.
I'm able to use it more now.
Can you feel better?
But also,
Can you feel your fingers better than you did before the surgery?
I want to say yes. It hasn't been long enough really to see any effects. The main thing that I notice after the surgery now is it's now fully healed, because after the surgery it was a lot of waiting, just for it to close up and me to get back to what I was doing before I had it.
Okay.
And then I want to say I use my hand more now.
Okay. And you also said no, it's not better in some ways. What was that?
Just that I can't see, like how people's their faces change a lot over time, but you don't really notice that change in your face, but everyone else will.
Okay.
Just because I'm living with it every single day, I don't really notice because it's gradual and small over time.
Today, are there limitations of what you can do with that
Yes.
hand? And what are those limitations?
I can't text. I can't move my thumb outwards, which you use a lot.
Opposable thumbs are important.
Yeah, I don't have an opposable thumb. My thumb can go
Okay.
like that. I don't have complete independent finger function.
Mm-hmm.
If you see, I can't move my fingers.
So you can't move one at a time?
Yeah, they
Okay.
can't. They can move together, but
Okay.
which makes doing a lot of fine motor tasks extremely hard. I can't tie my shoes.
How
Stuff
about
like that.
pain? Is there any pain today?
Today, no. It was after the shooting, I had a lot of pain, and it slowly quieted over time. When I do have it, it's not constant and consistent. It's sharp and sporadic. Trying to think of an analogy, but I can't find one. Just, it happens sporadic and randomly sharp pains in my wrist, my thumb, and stuff like a needle coming out of my skin.
Okay. So Natalie, we talked a lot about your physical limitations and healing. What about your emotions? What were they like directly after? Did you have some emotional issues after this?
I'd like to say yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to say yes.
In what way?
Afterwards, I couldn't place where my emotions were. If you told me how I was feeling, I would say I was okay or I'm fine, because I couldn't find the correct adjective to use.
Okay.
I guess now I would use the word distraught, dazed.
Okay.
I couldn't. I had PTSD afterwards. Even now, my brain now goes to worse possibilities, and just everyday things. Driving, I think someone could crash into our car right now, send us flying off the road, and we could all die. When someone knocks on the door in my classroom, I think, do they have a gun? Before I think, oh, it's what's called Alex coming back from the bathroom. I'm just using a random name.
We talked about you doing physical therapy for your physical limitations. Are you doing counseling for your emotional issues?
Yes.
Okay, and how's that going?
It's going good. I haven't had any in about 2 months, but that's just that's just personal stuff with scheduling. But I'm gonna be back in counseling soon.
Okay.
And I was in therapy before the shooting as well.
Okay. So Natalie, I don't have any more questions for you, but the defense may have some. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Cross.
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You're good to go. Call us next witness.
The state calls Taylor Lawrence. If you'll go ahead and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in the matter now pending before the court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can have a seat. And if you want to start just by introducing yourself to the jury, tell us where you're employed.
I'm employed with Georgia Bureau of Investigation. My name is Taylor Lawrence, and I'm a crime scene specialist, special agent.
All right, and what GBI office are you out of?
I'm out of Region 8, Cleveland.
Okay. And even though you work out of Cleveland, did you provide assistance in the Apalachee High School shooting investigation on September 4th of 2024?
I did.
And how did you become involved with that?
I interviewed Natalie Griffith.
Okay. And where did you respond to do that?
I was told that there was a victim at Northeast Georgia Medical Center in Gainesville, Georgia, and at that time I didn't have a name. And once I got to the hospital, that's when they told me and showed me to where she was in surgery.
All right. And in your capacity at the GBI, was your office and other outside offices coming into Barrow County and the surrounding hospitals to provide assistance to law enforcement on that day?
We did, yes.
So when you first got to Northeast Georgia Medical Center, were you able to speak with Natalie initially?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was not. No, she was in surgery when I arrived at the hospital.
Okay. Did you speak with a nurse who was familiar with Natalie's treatment?
I did, yes.
And did that nurse also provide Natalie's clothing to you?
She did.
Okay. And what did you do with the clothing once you received that from the hospital employee?
When I found the clothing, it was in a plastic bag that the nurses had put all her clothing in. And at that time, I went through the bag to see what clothing was in there and what items were in there. I then photographed a couple of them just to get an idea of what was in the bag.
Okay. And was the clothing subsequently put into evidence?
It was, yes.
Okay. Even though Natalie was in surgery when you first arrived, were you later able to speak with her that day?
I was, yes.
And tell us about what her demeanor was like on September 4th.
The interview on September 4th, she was very mad. She was very ready to go, kind of upbeat. She had a good attitude about healing, but she was mainly mad. She couldn't recall everything that happened, mainly because her back was to the door. But I just remember her being very upset.
Okay. And on that day, did you also have an opportunity to photograph some of her, not the primary wound that was performed surgery on, but some of her other visible injuries?
I was, yes.
Okay. And before we go into the pictures that you took, did you speak with Natalie a second time on a subsequent day?
I did, on Friday.
Okay. So that'd be 2 days, I guess, after the shooting?
Correct.
And tell us about her demeanor that day when you saw her that second time.
During the second interview, she was much more soft-spoken. I had to kind of ask her more in-depth questions to get her to talk about it. She seemed more traumatized, like it had set in what had actually happened to her. And her and I actually had a cry spell together as well. So.
Okay. So it was an emotional time for everybody involved. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States Exhibits 80 through 92. And if you'll just flip through those and tell us if you're familiar with those photographs.
Yes, I am. These are photographs I took.
Okay. And are those both of Natalie's person and her clothing?
Yes,
Okay. Are they fair and accurate depictions of the photographs you took that day?
they are, yes.
All right. And Judge, at this time, we tender States Exhibits 80 through 92, and we're going to publish those for the jury.
No objection, Judge.
All right, 80 through 92 are admitted.
All right, we're going to pull these up on the screens. It should appear behind and in front of you, and we'll just talk through one by one. We're going to start with States Exhibit 80. Will you tell us what that's a photograph of?
This is a photograph of the injuries to her right hand.
Okay. And by her, you mean Natalie Griffith?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, you're fine. And we'll go on to 81.
This is just a different angle of that same hand.
Okay. And do y'all use that measuring stick just to give a perspective of the size of the injuries?
Correct.
Okay. Going on to 82.
This is a photograph of Natalie Griffith's chin.
Okay. And these are all injuries sustained during the shooting?
Correct.
Okay. And 83.
This is just a different angle of that same injury.
Okay. 84.
This is a photograph of her chin and then as well as injuries to her chest
Okay.
and neck.
And 85.
This is a photograph of the jeans she was wearing when she was shot.
And 86.
This is a photograph of the back of the jeans.
Okay. And 87.
This is a photograph of the t-shirt that Natalie was wearing when she was shot.
Okay, and we see the damage done to the shirt. Is it your understanding that damage is from the shooting?
I believe part of it is EMS. When they responded to her, they cut some of the shirt, but that is the area where the bullet wound was. And then there's also a hole near the neckline as well that is a bullet defect.
Okay. And 88.
This is the neckline bullet defect.
All right. And can you point on that screen behind you? And it's kind of hard with the black shirt where that defect is. Perfect. Thank you. And 89.
This is a photograph of the inside of the t-shirt. I'm just photographing all sides of this defect.
Okay. States 90.
This is the bra that Natalie was wearing.
Okay. And 91.
This is a mid-range view of a bullet defect in her bra.
Okay. And 92.
And here I'm just showing how large the hole was.
And I do not have any additional questions for you, but the defense may have some. I'll come grab
Any
those.
cross?
No question, John.
All right, thank you. You're free to go. It's about 10:30. Why don't we go ahead and make a 10, 15-minute restroom break? Discuss the case. doing research. We can recess for 10 to 15 minutes.